Chapter 11. Oliver. All kinds of royalty today. Tristan smirks at me as he grabs a basketball from the outdoor shed and passes it to me. I glare at him and hope he drops it before Jet and Grayson catch on and start asking questions. It's just homecoming nonsense. I don't see what the big deal is. Jet rolls his eyes. More importantly, do y'all want to play knockout? We can start at half court to make it interesting. Jet wiggles his eyebrows. Yeah, no, I don't want to go back to school all sweaty and gross. Grayson runs his hands through his hair, fixing it the way he likes. You're such a prima donna, Jet rolls his eyes again. How about horse? Then you wouldn't have to worry about messing up your precious hair, just getting your butt kicked. Grayson shoves Jet. Stop acting like you're all that. We can keep up with you. Oh yeah? That's why we were all on varsity together freshman year? Oh wait, that was just me. I passed the ball to Jet. Just start the game, and you weren't the only one on varsity freshman year. Jet dribbles the ball to half court. Yeah, but Lynn isn't out here, so that doesn't count right now. He, of course, sinks the ball in the basket even from half court. I'm sure that only further inflates his ego. You're up, Grayson. Let's see if you can actually keep up. Grayson grabs the ball and attempts to copy Jet's shot. It sails through the air before bouncing off the backboard. H! Jet hollers as he rebounds the ball, passing it to Tristan. You must have really strong neck muscles to hold up that big head of yours. Tristan dribbles to the top of the key before sinking a three-pointer. If it gets any bigger, you won't be able to fit through doors. I grab the ball and copy Tristan's shot. We continue shooting. Jet keeps making ridiculous shots every chance he gets, and Grayson is out of the game before Lynn, Daniel, and Xander come outside. I'm worried about Lynn and whatever they needed to talk about without us there. But I also get needing space and not wanting to discuss issues with a whole audience. It must be really bothering her if Xander is willing to come hang out with us and Jet just to keep Lynn company. New players, we're starting over. Grayson gets up from where he's been sitting at the patio table. But now we don't have time for a full game. Jet sinks another three while he's talking. We can always do teams. That'll make it go by quicker. The three of us, Lynn gestures to Xander and Daniel, against the four of y'all. 4 is a handicap if everyone has to make the same shot, Grayson points out. I'll sit out. I don't really want to play right now anyway. I walk over to one of the lawn chairs and plop down. Ladies first, Jet passes the ball to Lynn with a wink. Lynn rolls her eyes before lining up at the left elbow and sinking the ball in the basket. It's an easy shot for all of the Knights to make, but I'm sure she chooses that spot for Xander. He's left-handed, and that's one of the shots he can make reliably, even without playing sports. I pull my phone out as Xander lines up the shot. I take a picture just as the ball leaves his hand. I capture Lynn and Daniel in the background smiling at him. I don't see the ball go in, but I hear the swish that indicates that it does. I get another picture as Lynn and Daniel high-five Xander. I take a handful of pictures of everybody as they continue to play. Jet and Lynn trash-talking, Daniel encouraging Xander, Tristan goofing off for everyone's amusement, Grayson teasing Lynn. I take a few pictures of the rest of the backyard, the discarded toys from Lynn's youngest brothers, the sporting equipment strewn about despite how often Mama Kingston reminds everyone to clean up after themselves, the various seating options for hanging out, and finally the castle. The castle is what we call the treehouse that her parents built for us when we were little. There's a ladder going up to the tree to the main part of the structure. A tunnel slide comes out the right side of the castle and wraps around the tree, coming out near the base of the ladder. There are 4 small towers at each of the corners that go all the way to the ground. The 4 towers are made of steel, so the tree didn't have to bear the weight of us and the treehouse. It also made the space bigger to fit all of us. Lynn's dad works with builders and had it built along with the shed, so the castle is made as up to code as a treehouse can be. They even ran electricity to it, which powers the twinkle lights that Xander had strung up in 2nd grade. The small porch on the front still has a small room for the rare occasion we played house. The towers each have a door at the bottom that opens to a small storage space. Inside are wooden swords and shields from whenever we would play at being real knights. Even though my brother and I live across the street, we spend most of our time at Lynn's house. Her mom was our nanny and she practically raised us. I've always loved being over here because the house and yard are made for kids. And growing up, we always had a grand assortment of toys and space to play. Adults who were watching us, but who would also join in with whatever game we might have made up for that day. My house across the street doesn't have warmth or laughter. My parents are rarely home and are preoccupied when they are there. All of our stuff was to be in our rooms, neat and tidy and put away. Messes were an annoyance and never allowed. If Grayson and I wanted someone to play with, we were sent across the street. I might live across the street, but the Kingston house will always be my home. I shake more melancholy thoughts away and refocus on the game. They're tied at HORS, so the next team to miss a shot will get the final letter E and lose. Jet and Lynn are messing with each other as they take turns shooting. Daniel makes eye contact before rolling his eyes at their ridiculous antics. Lynn makes her shot despite Jet trying to block her. Before anyone else can take their turn, Xander's alarm goes off, telling us it's time to head back to school.